close the Tennessee Titans' rocky 2018 showcased that roster holes in key positions has to be addressed this offseason if a NFL playoff return is possible. Allison, Nashville TennesseanThe draft is more interesting now that Kyler Murray has entered it. The Heisman Trophy-winning Oklahoma quarterback took college football by storm, and his presence will impact the whole first round, but where will he land in the Tennesseans' post-Senior Bowl mock draft? Note, the order for the final two selections will be set after Super Bowl 53, 1, Arizona Cardinals, Quinnen Williams, DL, Alabama. Williams still fits well here, but given the possibility of three quarterbacks in the top half of the draft, someone will trade up. The Cardinals need picks. High, Denver. .2, San Francisco 49ers, Nick Bosa, The Ohio State. San Francisco must add some playmakers this offseason. The 49ers set the record for the fewest amount of forced turnovers in NFL history, 7, and is the only team ever to have less than 11. Bosa will at least knock the quarterback around and flirt with a turnover. .3, New York Jets, Josh Allen, edge, Kentucky. Adam Gase will certainly want to improve the offensive skill around Sam Darnold, but that will be easier to find in free agency. Instead, the best edge prospect in the draft will help a defensive unit who was mid-pack in QB pressures despite an aggressive defensive-minded head coach last season. .4, Oakland Raiders, Ed Oliver, DL, Houston. This seems like an appropriate marriage. The Raiders have 3 picks in the first round and can afford to grab high-ceiling players. Oliver could be the best player in the draft right now. .5, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kyler Murray, QB, Oklahoma. If Bruce Arians wants a chance at a Super Bowl ring, this is the move to start off his stint. Murray is undersized but ultra-talented, and as long as he discontinues any serious intention to play pro baseball, this is the unintended home run swing of the draft. .6, New York Giants, Dwayne Haskins, QB, Ohio State. GM Dave Gettleman likes building from the lines out but deviated with last year's pick. No doubt that Saquon Barkley was the right pick, but this offense needs the right man at the wheel. Even if the Giants select the QB in the first round, he likely sits a year behind Eli Manning. 7, Jacksonville Jaguars, Jonah Williams, OT, Alabama. Williams won't have to be the franchise left tackle with Cam Robinson on the roster. He can settle in as the right tackle for now and help an offensive line coming off a terrible year of injuries and poor performance. Sign up for the newsletter, get the Tennessean sports coverage delivered straight to your inbox, for free. 8, Detroit Lions, Greedy Williams, CB, LSU. Greedy needs to be greedy in Motown. The Lions had 7 interceptions this year. 9, Buffalo Bills, Marquise Brown, WR, Oklahoma. Josh Allen has all that arm and no one to get downfield. Brown solves that issue. .10, Denver Broncos, Drew Lock, QB, Missouri. John Elway needs a quarterback. Lock's accuracy needs some work, but he has a good arm. Denver could stand adding a weapon or two earlier in the offseason to ease the transition to a rookie QB. .11, Cincinnati Bengals, Cody Ford, OL, Oklahoma. The Bengals finally get a mauling linchpin for the offensive line. Ford won't be Quentin Nelson good as a rookie, but he will move people off of the ball from day one, no matter the position. .12, Green Bay Packers, Devin White, LB, LSU. The Packers last invested in a standing linebacker when A.J. Hawk was arriving from Ohio State. White can be a sideline-to-sideline presence and a good tackler. .13, Miami Dolphins, Rashawn Gary, DL, Michigan. This would be a steal for presumed new coach Brian Flores. 14, Atlanta Falcons, Clelin Ferrell, edge, Clemson. Vic Beasley and Brooks Reed have struggled since the Super Bowl season, 6 sacks between them in 2018, and Talk McKinley needs a pass-rushing partner. It'd be a short drive for the best of the famed Tigers defensive line. .15, Washington Redskins, Josh Jacobs, RB, Alabama. Washington has been looking for a running back since Alfred Morris surprised as a late-round pick. Jacobs will catch balls and move the pile. .16, Carolina Panthers, Montez Sweat, edge, Mississippi State. Sweat had a good Senior Bowl week and stood out as one of the few possible first-round prospects in Mobile. The Athletic reported that the Panthers may switch to a 3-4, and Sweat could fit in as a 3-4 edge player. 17. Cleveland Browns, Christian Wilkins, DT, Clemson. The Browns have juice off of the edges, but Wilkins can bring it from the interior, especially on plays that will allow him to use his excellent lateral quickness. 18. Minnesota Vikings, Jawan Taylor, OT, Florida. The Vikings will be investing in the offensive line this offseason. It's the clearest weakness, and Taylor would be a start. This pick could also be an interior lineman such as Dalton Risner if Minnesota spends during free agency. 19. Tennessee Titans, Jachai Polite, edge, Florida. Very tempting to give the Titans a receiver in this spot, but Polite fills a more obvious hole in a cheap manner. With Brian Orakpo retired, Polite can take his pass rush snaps and more if he adapts to Dean Pease' scheme. 20. Pittsburgh Steelers, DK Metcalf, WR, Ole Miss. Metcalf could be a target for a lot of teams in this area of the first round, including the Browns, Titans and Seahawks. But Pittsburgh is going to need some players for all the targets that Antonio Brown earned over the last few seasons. 21. Seattle Seahawks, Noah Fant, Iowa, Ed Dixon, Will Disley and Nick Bannett did a subpar job in 2018 and are not long-term solutions. Fant stood out in the tight end-heavy Iowa offense, and could be an 80-catch player in the NFL. 22. Baltimore Ravens, N'Keal Harry, WR, Arizona State. Harry's draft stock will hedge on his running times at the Combine. His production in college was excellent, and he also showed that he can make plays one-on-one consistently. The Ravens need some receiving juice, and a guy like that can help Lamar Jackson not worry so much about accuracy. 23. Houston Texans, Irv Smith, Alabama. Ryan Griffin is a fine tight end who is best suited for a secondary role. The Texans cannot keep the non-DeAndre Hopkins weapons healthy, so they need to keep adding. Tight end is an obvious target for an upgrade. 24. Oakland Raiders, from Chicago, Byron Murphy, CB, Washington. Murphy's stock may well rise above this spot, but he lands at Oakland's second first-rounder in this mock draft. 25. Philadelphia Eagles, Jeffrey Simmons, DL, Mississippi State. An edge rusher could fit here, too, but Derek Barnett will return from injury and boost that group. There would be little drop-off when he rotates with Tim Jernigan and Fletcher Cox. 26. Indianapolis Colts, Kelvin Harmon, WR, NC State. The Colts have been trying to find T.Y. Hilton's counterpart for Andrew Luck's entire career. Can Harmon, a 6'3" target, become at least the second option? 27. Oakland Raiders, from Dallas, Deebo Samuel, WR, South Carolina. The Senior Bowl riser did not have the best senior season coming off of a foot injury. But Samuel sparkled during Senior Bowl practice and will certainly fit better in the NFL than in the Gamecocks offense. 28. Los Angeles Chargers, Dexter Lawrence, DT, Clemson. Brandon McBin is a free agent and Lawrence should be a cheaper, younger upgrade. 29. Kansas City Chiefs, Brian Burns, edge, Florida State. D. Ford is a free agent, and it will be fascinating to see whether the Chiefs extend or franchise tag him. Regardless, the Chiefs need some extra help on the edge. 30. Green Bay Packers, from New Orleans, Daniel Jones, QB, Duke. Aaron Rodgers is 35. Before one compares him to Tom Brady and Drew Brees, remember that he has spot injuries over the last several seasons. Jones is a strong-armed kid, but can he make plays off the beaten path? 31. New England Patriots, Raekwon Davis, DL, Alabama. The Patriots would be an excellent spot for Davis, whose physical tools are all there as a 3-4 end. They may need to replace a lot of snaps on the defensive line. 32. Los Angeles Rams, Nasir Adderley, S. Delaware. John Johnson has had a solid season, and LaMarcus Joyner is a free agent. Adderley may be higher on some teams' boards, and deservedly so. He showed out at the Senior Bowl, and his senior tape against FCS opponents is stellar. Subscribe to Talkin' Titans iTunes, Google Play Music, Spreaker. Download the app. Get Titans news from the Tennessean on your mobile device. What to know? Everything you need to know about the 2019 NFL Draft in Nashville. Mocking the Titans. Which Iowa tight end fits best? Senior Bowl, 4 draft questions Titans will face after Senior Bowl. Nashville on Network TV, ABC, ESPN are going big with their coverage of the 2019 NFL Draft.